Hey, this is Jonathan from MeetJonathan.com coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. And for today's session, I'm going to be talking to you about being a multi level marketing entrepreneur. And chances are you may already have a business or are considering one. I'm going to tell you that if you choose to go with this and it's something you passionately want to do, then it's going to open up several doors to you and especially help you with building any future business you might want to go into if you're just treating this as a bridge business, basically a stepping stone. The biggest skill that you're going to learn is learning how to build quality relationships, which can be used in a variety of industries, not just within network marketing. You'd be able to help people on a practical, daily life, spiritual, financial, just to name three examples. The important thing is that once you've mastered or have become exceptionally well versed in the skills of network marketing, such as Eric Worre's book, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional, which you can find at networkmarketingpro.com or on Amazon. Or if you haven't been introduced to it yet, you could very likely ask your sponsor in your network marketing company, and he or she will likely point out where to get that book. And chances are at a convention they may be selling copies of it, so there's another venue to get your copy. Here's the challenge, especially if it's your first business. Starting out as an MLM entrepreneur, especially again if this is your first business, you're going to face initially a learning curve. It doesn't have to be steep, you can go at your own pace. Just focus on the 7 steps that Eric Worre shares in his book I mentioned earlier. With those 7 skills, the more you practice over time, talking to maybe 2 to 5 people per day, the aggressive ones, choosing to speak to no less than 5 people per day, you'll be surprised at how quickly you can keep improving on those skills. Not only just as a business person, but also on a personal level as well. And who knows, it may help you out with your personal relationships as well. The goal is to focus on the needs of others, which may seem like a paradox. Even to me, it still does. By helping others, you will help yourself. And there's a quote by Zig Ziglar that if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. Now, here's something that's very common in the network marketing industry. You'll hear stories of people who have seemingly overnight reached 6 figures in their MLM business. Every company I've been in, I've heard of that. I've also experienced those stories either secondhand or on a first-person basis. The only reason they appear to be very common is because of how often they're told and when they are told, when in reality, such stories and experiences are actually very rare. The last company I was in, I will not give names, there was a young girl who had just turned 18, and within a span of 18 months had made her first 6 figures. Very likely it was dependent on the relationships she had with those around her, and also her personality. Or she was just very well adapted to the model and followed directions, which can go a long way toward her success, even your success. Now, here's something I'm going to tell you that's going to be very important. There are going to be those who are going to try and dissuade you from going further with your MLM entrepreneur career. Most of the people who say it doesn't work did not give a full 90 days, only went for 90 days, or quit without even actually trying. For the purpose of this education, someone who has tried can be defined as someone who has given more than 90 days, possibly a year or more, dedicated to focusing on improving their skills, knowing full well that their success is their responsibility 100%. Now, in a very rare case, in the first company I was in, there was a person who'd been trying for over 20 years, and she'd been trying her best. While in most cases you don't need to talk to someone who's been trying for 20 years, such a story can be hopeful. And in fact, there's another mentor, Lisa Torres, who'd been in the home business industry for 20 years and only made 20 bucks. And only in the last 3 to 5 has she made over 6 figures. During that time, she was practicing, improving, and acquiring skills necessary to be successful. Her biggest breakthrough happened when she became laser focused. This is not to scare you away from the network marketing industry. It doesn't take that long for most people. In fact, an average of 3 to 7 years just to reach average results of 6 figures or more is possible. But again, for some of you, that may seem to be a long time. Eric Worre generally says about 5 to 7 years to become world class. If you're not of the mind that is dedicated to a long-term goal like that, then unless you change that attitude, I'm sorry, this is not for you. I'm being honest. Any business takes time, persistence, and consistent education. You also need to spend your time wisely. If you were to take network marketing online, you would have to give yourself 90 days mastering one marketing channel. I highly recommend YouTube and Twitter. Master the process, you need to make an effective YouTube video and video description, including how to optimize it for keyword search, such as if someone's looking for network marketing tips, that you'd focus the video description and the video title and also the keywords needed, such as tags, in order to ensure your video gets found by your target audience. This can actually be one of the more rewarding businesses you will ever undertake. Not just in terms of the skills, but also the confidence you gain from every success. If your mind is fighting you and saying this isn't possible, it can't be done, I'm letting you know now that was a survival tactic before we even started our own agriculture, which was about 10,000 years ago. However, that tactic of the mind is not going to work today because it cannot understand the difference between symbolic, a threat that doesn't actually hurt you, from an actual threat that could kill you, or at the very least threaten your well-being. Your mind cannot distinguish between the two. What I recommend, if it would help you, is to keep a journal of your progress. Make an entry taking stock of the skills you already have and what you need to improve on. Then as you reach certain milestones, like being able to talk to 2 people a day, and out of those 2, which ones would want to follow up with you at a later date, write that down. Work your way up to 5 people a day. And you'll get better over time at knowing who to talk to and who not to talk to. Then as you progress, take note and write down of the number of people out of those 5 daily people you talk to. Excuse me. How many of those actually wanted to follow up with you? Such as it could start out as only 0 not wanting to follow up with you, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe all 5. Then out of a given week, take count of how many people out of a 25 total that wanted to follow up with you. The more people you have that want to follow up with you, the greater your success. It will take time, but if you just think of it as daily actions, then naturally the greater numbers will be accrued. You will get better over time. There is no shortcutting, except for those that are successful at transferring knowledge. This is the mark of a good teacher. If you're using online marketing, only focus on getting up to the average results. Out of 100 people, you only need 30 to get onto your email list if you're using online marketing strategies to build your network marketing business. Just focus on getting better up to that 30% mark. Such as if you're using YouTube, then out of 100 people, only 30 people subscribe to your YouTube channel. If you're using Twitter, then out of 100 people, you only need 30 people to follow you each day, out of 100 possible views of your posts. Don't worry about getting exceptional marks above that point. Most professional marketers only concern themselves with reaching that average magical 30% mark in their marketing, including the sales that they get. Once you've optimized your processes and other tools up to that 30% mark, then you can relax and focus on improving the quality of your content if you're using online marketing strategies. If you're just doing it belly to belly or face to face, similar idea, then only focus on getting 30% out of 100 people to be interested in following up. And where you want to improve is the quality of your conversations. If you can, as Eric Worre has mentioned before, if you can compress the time between initial contact and follow-up, and eventually their final decision into less and less time, the better you can improve your conversations and thus your overall results. So just take it a day at a time. Start with 2 to 5 people. If necessary, work on a minimum of 2 people per day. Then as you get better with the conversations and shrink the time between conversations between 2 separate people, the better you get. And then it becomes second nature of where you're tracking yourself and improving. So however hard it may be, if this is your first business, you will get better, and mentally you will know just how good you're getting. Now, if you would like to, certainly, if you only want to focus attention on the people that actually want to talk to you, and you're planning to go online with your MLM business, then there is a free ebook that I have created that shows exactly how to do that. That includes from sharing content to collecting first name, email, and possibly phone number, to them scheduling a session with the low-cost scheduling automation service. That way you can just log into that scheduling service, find out the people that want to talk to you that day, and only talk with those people. And the best part is you won't have to collect a phone number up front. You can just use a free service like Skype, which allows free Skype to Skype communication. No additional cost to you, no additional cost to them. All you have to do is scroll down below before the end of this video, click the link in the first 3 sentences of the video description below. Click on the link, enter your first name and email only. Then go through the entire process and watch how I've set it up. That could be your first learning experience. And if you go through all the steps with the web pages I've lined up, you'll see how that process is set up visually. And as a bonus, when you go to your email to get your copy of that ebook from a Dropbox folder that I've created, you'll have your own copy of a written version of that process. The ebook is less than 10 pages. So what do you have to lose? If you found this content valuable, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel you see this video on, or just be sure to bookmark. Actually, be sure to read and open every email I send you beyond that first one that you'll get in your inbox. I'll know whether or not you've actually subscribed to my email list. I can tell. There's a system I have in place that helps me track that. So I'll either know if you've just viewed it, or you've actually dedicated to being in this for the long haul. Take care, and I'll see you on the next episode of Home Business Talk. Take care and have a nice day. Bye.